Hi everyone, this is Uncle Yang here. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. Today's topic is about AI, the artificial intelligence. Um, I've been wanting to talk about this topic because AI plays such a significant role in our day-to-day life now. I believe most people use Google. If you go to their browser right now, you will see a small button called AI mode. um, and then when you click that, you go to into a dialog window and be able to ask any question you want to ask, and then Google's AI model, which is Gemini, gonna ask those questions just like a human being. And Google have such a large database, and then there are like billions people use Google's website every day. So it's gathering all those real human-based data day by day, and be able to use those data to train its own AI model. So to my point, Google's AI model is one of the strongest. Um, I don't know if you ever get a chance to try it. If you do, I think after several tries, you will start to use the the AI mode instead of the regular Google search function. That's actually what I've been using right now. I don't really use the traditional Google search bar to search the information. I ask AI directly, um, and then let the AI handle the rest, right? So that's one example. And then another example is, Uncle Yang. I am a software developer, so I've been have a chance to use a different AI tool to help myself coding. Um, and what I found out is AI have such a powerful learning ability that as long as you give its a clear direction, it's gonna return a very very clean, neat and clean code, uh, uh, based on your guidance directions. And that's significant shorten the development period. Um, I don't know how many of you been ever tried coding with AI, but AI definitely lower the I would say lower the entrance, the gate, or lower the abilities uh, for the most people to really start coding. You do not need to really know the details about the programming language right now in today's world. In old days, you have to learn at least a couple of traditional, very classic programming language like C++ or Java, right? To be able to understand the structure, like a data structure, the syntax, so far so forth. But now you can you can just use AI and give the AI your requirements. Ask the AI which programming language you want to use. If you don't know any of those language, you can ask AI, give the recommendation and telling you which one to use, right? And the AI is going to give uh, give you the next steps recommendation, and let you go further right from there. And one of my coworkers, it's interesting story. One of my coworkers, he used to train an AI model for his previous company. And then during the training, he started to realize one day this model he spent so much time to training on. One day that model is going to replace his current position. So before finish the training, he applied another position at my current workplace, right, and join the team. And then about half years later, he checked with old co-workers again, they are gonna laid off. So that's how big change AI really start to taking place today. Um, in the past 2 years, we're probably still hearing of people concerning about AI taking people's jobs, and now it's really happening. If you watch the news, I believe you hear those leader tech companies at Silicon Valley. They've been laid off so many of their software engineers this year and last year due to the AI coding ability. Um, and that's, to my point of view, that's just the first group of the job replacement, unfortunately, right? Um, and then I think a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, the stock market been crashed a lot, like 5 to 10%, and that was because there was one article talk about how AI gonna totally shuffle today's human world, and brought a lot of concerns um, to everybody, and then those concerns even came into the stock market, driver market when goes down, right? Go down on that day. And I read that article briefly, and some of the points kind of match what I'm thinking as well. So um, for for people who do not have time to read that article online, or don't know where that where it's at, and but interested about this topic, I can break that down today in my video, just uh, to share my opinion, like how AI can affect people's future job, environment, economy, and human life, right? Um, like I mentioned, it's already started taking a place. Um, kick the all the not all but kick the software engineers out of their old comfortable work zone, right? They start replacing them, and that's just the beginning, right? That's the first group of jobs AI going to AI is replacing today. And then when that happened, imagine those people. They are actually a very high income group, right? They are the top 10% income group in the U.S. And those people most likely lives in California, lives in Seattle, those high cost living areas. And when I say high cost, people know how expensive to live there, right? Um, if you think about rent a condo apartment there, or even own apartment or a house there, you're probably gonna spend $1 million, right? And then those people, those engineers, they've been making such a high paid job in the past, and then all of a sudden they lose their job. So what happens is they cannot pay for their current mortgage, right? I believe most people cannot just buy with cash at pay it off with pay it off to buy a house at one time. Most people still apply for a mortgage, right? And then to be able to afford that living standard in those states. And when they lose their job, there are a significant amount of the mortgage that is going to be um, unpaid, right? And then if those people cannot find a replacement job with the same payment, they have to lower their living standard, meaning they probably still cannot cover their old mortgage. Um, they have to move into a cheaper community or even move to a different state. Um, the way they used to live, let's say they go to a organic, they buying organic goods or products from those nice communities, stores like Trader Joe's, things like that. But now they have to lower their living standard to buy cheaper food, cheap products, right? Um, and then just like the whole living cost and expense is going to go down. And then when that happens, um, all the today's economy is actually built upon the high quality debts. When I say high quality debts, they are actually those high quality mortgages, meaning those people who hold a high paid job, very steady, consider used to be very steady, and they be able to pay their mortgage every month on time. um, those high quality debts that all the banks hold, and then those banks start to build other financial products on top of those good quality debts, and then that's how the whole economy built upon on that. So those debts are actually the foundation of today's economy. And when those good debts cannot be paid off, start to crash down, the whole economic structure starts shaking and eventually fall down. And now it's start to we are start to seeing some people cannot pay this, right? And that's a red flag. We have to be very cautious about that. And with today's data, the top 10% of top 20% of the U.S. people, the top 20 income of the U.S. people, they consumer, so their daily spending um, take take about 35 to 40% of the consumer today, right? So think about all the spending, all the real GDP that really um, those happen day by day. 40% come from the top 20% income people, and when a big large percent of this group people start lose their job, it's really gonna cause the traditional economy model start to crash. And then if that not stop, let's say if we cannot create more position by having AI today, AI kills some position, right? And if AI cannot, this whole new industry, AI industry cannot create new position to let those people refuel, then the whole economy model start to crashing down. So the next level is going to be the top 40, so top 20 to 40% people, their job is going to affect it. Why is that? Imagine the company that today we call them white collar professionals, right? A lot of them because they can making a good number of money because their job is dealing with people to people, provide the high-end professional service to the people, right? To their customer or clients. Let's say a travel agent or accounting agent, things like that. In the old days, regular clients like us, right? We don't want to waste too much time to search online to compare with different. Let's see if we want to buy a flight tickets, we don't want to compare all 10 or 20 different flight companies tickets price. Um, so we most likely gonna either ask a real human agent to help us find the cheapest ticket, or we maybe go some of the app website, let that website compare, and we pay a small amount of fee for that service. And then for the other agents like accountant agency, things like that, we don't want to pay spending too much time to really learn about accounting knowledge, tax information, things like that. So we're willing to hire a real person to do all that for us. But thinking about AI is kicking in today. It's not gonna take too long for AI to learn all those rules, numbers. As long as you feed them real data, they soon gonna know how to do all that by itself. And do you think AI will I think as long as it's based on the algorithm and math, AI can easily kick human beings' ass, right? So imagine AI come into those type of industry. The, the traditional human being, they take a longer time. They take, for sure, they cost more, and they cannot compare all the resources, right? AI instead can compare all the resources that's listed online in a very short period of time, probably seconds, and AI can significantly be way cheaper than a human being, than a human uh, agent to do all those jobs. Because how much you're gonna pay for AI? You only need to plug in, give them the electricity power, and then the AI start to do the work, right? So the big company with the AI model, they can charge fairly cheap for those services. And just think about if you are the client, and when in the old days you have to pay hundreds to pay your services. Now AI is saying, oh, we only charge you $15 or $20. For sure, you're gonna choose the AI over the real person services. And those traditional professions, like I just mentioned, they are going to lose their job next. And those people probably take another 40 to 50% of the US population, right? All the employment population. Let's just say that 40%, 30 to 40%. And the top 40% of the income people in the US, they spend about 65% consumer consumptions in today's life. So if they start losing their job, the whole economy model structure today going to shake more. It probably even crashing down, because people lose their job. People start to trying to find another one, but AI just take over more and more jobs, and people start to if you don't have a job, or you just get a lower pay job, you start to lower your living standard. That means you start to, instead of spending money, go out, eat, all that, you start to stay home cook. You start to cut off all other entertainments. Then those entertainments, food industry start to crash down too. So it's all in one chain. When one start to crash down, the other one crash down, the other one crash down, right? So um, that's something I believe some people start to realize it, and I really hope our government start to think about that too, like how to prevent AI take a large amount of the job from a human being. We need to figure out something that AI supposed to just support us and make our life easier instead of replacing us, right? Um, I remember Elon Musk talk about something in one of his early interview. I think the journalist asked him about what do you think about future's AI, like the human future with AI. He talk about, so Elon talk about, oh, AI, as the technology grows, AI is going to build up a totally different world that people do not need to work anymore. Um, the AI with robots, those robotic manufacturers is gonna produce everything for us. We all need to just lay down, do whatever we want to do, and enjoy our life. That's a very ideal way to say it, but unfortunately, just based on my experience, it's not gonna happen. I don't know if Elon just say that for support AI because himself have an AI company, right? Or he's just trying to comfort people. But the truth is, based on the humanity, we always use AI, not AI, we always use a new technology for controlling and war. Look at the history when we just create, let's say, nuclear technology. The first thing we think about is make a bomb, right? AI today, AI as well. AI already been used in Iran's war. I believe in also used in the Ukraine war as well. So the first thing we think about is how to use a new technology into a war, which is very sad, right? And then some other countries use AI to controlling people as well, because how can you tell when we're talking today on the social media, how can you tell your phone is not record what you're saying? Your phone is not scanning at the back while you open your email box, while you check search on different stuff in a search box, things like that, right? I believe everyone experienced something like when you talk about some, you're interested about some type of products, or you're interested about some food, things like that, with your partners or friends. The next minute when you look at your phone, you see the ads being showing up, display to recommend those similar food or products to you, trying to get you to spend some money on those things, right? So clearly, where our day-to-day life is totally surrounded by AI products, right? We cannot get rid of it. So it's really at the point that we need to find out a way to limit AI's power, or to make everyone in a line to understand that AI is supposed just to help us, not replacing us. I hope the federal government start to have a law, at least saying those large company with AI model, things like that, they need to pay the AI tax. What does that mean is, if those companies, they use AI to build any of the products, let's say a application that in the phone, like a phone app, things like that, and if they can make a profit with their product, they need to pay a good amount of a tax, because that's AI driven product, and that way will increase the cost of using AI, and that can help people to keep them job. If AI using AI is similar as hiring professions, and then the company will think about, maybe we just keep that person, right? But if AI is way cheaper, if you don't get any tax on those AI company, AI gonna be way cheaper, and of course those big company gonna lay off the employee. And I hope the federal government at least start to think about that. And I know it's gonna be a lot of challenging when people start to publish the law like that, because those giant tech company will definitely lead the conversation, and trying to manipulate people's mind, saying, no, you cannot untax, that's gonna stop US AI improvement, and then US gonna lose the AI competition with China, with Russia, with other countries. Then our country will exposed in danger. That's all they will say, right? But it is something we need to think about. If not any AI tax, what else we can do to help people secure their job instead of replacing by AI? And then eventually, like the article said, eventually people losing job, today's economy model will be totally crashed down, and then eventually the stock market crash. And when that happens, a lot of people's 401k, their retirement money, shrink down too, right? It's just a whole horrible thing is gonna happen one after another. um, what Uncle Yang is thinking is in the future, the AI may shape the people into two groups. What two group? One group is who loves AI, who embrace with AI, right? Um, they live with AI technology every day. The whole world will look like probably like a cyberpunk work. Uh, people live in those people live in a real life, but everything else is surrounded by AI products. You probably put some RV glasses on and then plug something in your ear or something, and then you come into an AI made world like a Matrix, right? And feed you all those entertainment stuff in that AI world, and then probably everybody love to just live in that world instead of the real world, things like that. And then another group of people, probably a very small amount of group of people, they still want to live in a real life, and they believe probably the 90s or around the 2000 years is the best time for the human being, not today's 20, 25, 26, 30, 2030 with all the AI stuff going on. It's actually about 20 years before now. And those people, they probably find somewhere in nature that they start to build their own community without any AI products. Kind of like today's Amish people's life, right? Don't use today's technology, totally live in nature by yourself. Um, but that's very ideal, right? I do believe there are a lot of people want to live in that way. Um, but also when you when other people embrace with AI and you don't, you actually expose yourself in a very high risk, because the just think about in any ways you cannot really defend yourself if other group trying to destroy you, right? Because you are totally um, live in a nature life without any technology, so how can you have your own defense abilities, right? Like arming weapons, things like that. The other one with AI will have way powerful weapons. Like I said, human beings always use the new technology on the war, so they for sure at that time they will have all those high end weapons, right? So um, I believe people will have those two groups, but the other one probably very small amount. If you ask me, um, I really hope people can have enough. I'm kind of in the middle. I do believe AI can bring a lot of positive changes, but we just need to know how to control it, and we need to know that AI cannot be used in evil way, right? It is something more powerful than nuclear weapon to my knowledge, to my point of view, and we need to have a real good way to control it. And then if we use it right, we for sure can lifting our today's life standard to a very high level. AI can easily help us cure the cancer, I believe, because today's problem is it has a lot of calculation combinations, I think, on the DNA, and we don't even know which part of DNA to is reflected to which disease or which part of human bodies. But with AI's help, with all those powerful GPUs technology today, they probably shrink down the calculation, 10 of the calculation, and be able to, you know, cure a lot of disease, including cancer. And um, it can also, like Elon Musk's ideal world, it can also combine with robotic manufacturing. Um, and for sure, if everyone be able to, willing to share the power, share the products, share the resources, then AI can really produce everything that we need today, and we do not need to really do too much, right? We can enjoy our life. We can travel the world. We can, if you don't want to travel, you can stay somewhere nice and then just enjoy your life, right? Listen to music, drawing, reading books, things like that. You do not need to, like right now, work 5 days a week or even 6, 7 days a week, and then 8 hours a day, work so hard to have a to be able to afford the cost of living, right? So yeah, my opinion is more ideal in between, but like I said, for sure we need to figure out a way how to control the AI. It is happening. I don't think it will stop, because when one group of people start using AI, the others are kind of like forced. They are forced to use AI. It's kind of like when one group of people start driving a car, all other people start to quit riding a horse and driving a car, right? Because you can never beat the people who sits in the car driving if you are on the back of a horse, right? So yeah, so I really hope this video bring up some ideas about AI, and then I'm welcome your opinion sharing about AI as well. Do you use AI in your life? How do you think about AI? Things like that. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any other constructive comments, please leave onto this video as well. Thank you.